Now, I haven't spoken a lot about it, but the Snapdragon X Elite is a new ARM processor for Windows computers, and it's really, really powerful, and it matches and exceeds the power of an M3 processor on Apple in certain tests. Now, I currently have an M1 Pro with a MacBook Pro 14-inch, but lately I've been wanting a slightly larger monitor, and I wanted something powerful, and I didn't want to pay all that much. So I was looking at the MacBook Air M3, but reading about it, it potentially doesn't have all the power that I might need, especially for video editing, especially for prolonged video editing, and it might slow down due to overheating. Now, I could get a very, very powerful M3 Pro or M3 Max and get the 16-inch MacBook Pro, but that's really expensive and potentially doesn't have the newest and latest screen technology that I would personally want. And it's also pretty heavy. So that's why I began to look in at the Samsung Galaxybook4 Edge laptop. This has that Snapdragon X Elite processor, and it has the two versions of it. You can get it, the one with the regular Snapdragon X Elite, or the souped up one, the fastest one that they offer for laptops, and that's the one that I got. So the one that I ended up pre-ordering was the Snapdragon X Elite 3.8 gigahertz 12 core. You can see it's the X1E84100, and it comes with 16 gigs of RAM and also 1 terabyte of storage and a 16-inch OLED display. And I'm gonna give you the 10 reasons why I decided to purchase it. The first one is battery life. You can get up to 22 hours of battery life with this specific model, and that's awesome to me. Obviously that's with video playback, local video playback, so real life use won't be that high, but it should definitely get me through a full day, a long flight if I bring it on a flight, multiple days, and when I mean multiple days, I'm talking multi days, because I don't always use my laptop all the time, but I want something I have to always have charged on there, and this looks like it's going to be it. So battery life is definitely number one. It seems awesome. Next is AI. This has a dedicated Copilot AI button on here, and that's really one of the big selling points for these computers is AI. And what I love about this is that not only is it going to continually get AI updates and AI features that will add continued value to it, but you also get recall instantly, which I know a lot of people are worried about. Basically, it takes like screenshots of everything you're looking at in the Edge browser and other apps as well. And you can turn it off if you want, you don't have to use it, but I can recall anything and search for it. And it could be a picture of something, it could be some wording, and it will find it if I search for it. Then we also got the co-creator, which will allow me to describe and draw my vision with text or image prompts, and watch co-creator generate an interpretation of what I want it to look like. If I do video calls or anything like that, there's effects for that. I can connect with live captions and get translations as I talk, and a lot more as well for the AI side. Now, performance is huge on this thing. Like I said, this can meet and beat and exceed the M3 processor. You might say, well, the M4 is already up, but the M4 is only in an iPad. For me, it's gonna be big for video editing. I know that DaVinci Resolve is already compatible with the ARM processors on the Windows side. I'll also use it for web browsing and photo editing. For me, that's really basically all it's going to be used for. And I'll watch a video on it as well. I love watching YouTube videos and things like that. So those four things are gonna be major usage things and items for me to use on here. Now, weight on here is pretty awesome. Now, you can get a smaller version of this if you want, to weigh even less, but I got the 16-inch version, and it weighs like 3.6 pounds or something like that, which might sound like a lot, but not when you compare it to a 16-inch x86 computer that maybe has similar performance or less performance or a little bit more, and weighs a lot more and gets a lot more warm as well. So, it's really impressive to get a huge display, 16-inch, and have it not weigh 1,000,000 pounds, but still get amazing performance. And that was big for me. I'm coming from a 14-inch Pro, which weighs similar or really close to what this 16-inch OLED is, and this will have a better screen. This will be basically the same weight and have a much bigger display, things that I want. Now, the next two things kind of go hand in hand. OLED display like I've been mentioning the whole time, and 16 inches. I've been wanting a huge 16-inch display, and I've been wanting OLED on a computer basically forever. I have them on my phones and my tablets, and then to get it on an actual laptop that isn't overly excessively expensive is awesome to me. So I love that this thing has an OLED display. Goes up to 500 nits, which is perfectly fine on a laptop, but it should have nice inky looking beautiful colors. But then also it has a 120 hertz display, has HDMI 2.1 if I want to export some of the video onto a display and go up to 4K. There's so much to like about the display on here. It's one of the things I'm really looking forward to, and it's something you look at all the time. I mentioned ports just a moment ago. This thing has everything. Like I mentioned, it does have that HDMI 2.1 port, which goes up to 4K 60 on there. Usually HDMI 2.1 can do 4K 120. USB 4, 2 of those ports, so I can get USB-C in there, and it has 2 of those ports. It's got a headphone jack if I want to plug in a traditional headphone. It's got a regular traditional USB 3.2 port, so if I have any of those old school USB ports, I can plug them in there. And it also has micro SD, so I can add in extra storage, or if I took pictures or videos with my camera, I can pop it out and plug it in via micro SD. Galaxy Connected is really cool. I have my Galaxy tablet, I have my Galaxy phone, and this thing is obviously, since it's a Samsung product, really compatible. I can do a lot of the Galaxy AI stuff on here with circle to search and things like that. But then I can also just control my phone from this computer and have things communicate back and forth through it. So it's a really cool selling point, is the ecosystem between the phone and the laptop. And I'm not gonna lie, getting a free TV is pretty cool. On the website it says a 50-inch. When I did my order, it said mine's gonna be a 65-inch. It is a 4K 60 hertz panel. It's generally like $500 or $600 for the 65-inch. The 50-inch I think is like $400, something like that. But regardless, getting a free TV is no slouch thing, and that's pretty awesome. So with all those things laid out, there's tons to like about this computer, and at the end of the day, if I don't like it, Samsung has a really good return policy. I can return this thing within 2 weeks, get my money back, and I'm not out anything, and everything's free and clear. Obviously I'd have to send the TV back as well, but you can send that stuff back for free, it's no problem. So I'm willing to take that risk, and if I like it, I'll keep this, and then I'll get rid of the MacBook Pro that I currently have. Otherwise, if I don't like it, I'll stick with MacBook. But I have nothing but high hopes for this, and it looks pretty awesome. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want to pick this thing up, it's linked down below in the description of the video, and it should give you the best price with the free TV and all the other accessories that you might want to get with it. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.